So when you think of Louis Gossett Jr., the word legend definitely comes to mind. He won an Emmy for his work in Roots and made history as the first Black man to win an Oscar for supporting actor for An Officer and a Gentleman. With 6 decades in the business, he's still very hard at work with so much wonderful work under his belt. Currently, the thing to watch with him in it, and there's so many, is the new movie, Foster Boy. Take a look at this.
Well, Mr. Trainer, you have an impressive record here. From the looks of it, you've managed to turn down every case in which any court has attempted to appoint you to represent an indigent client.
Your Honor, if I may.
Did I ask you to speak, counsel? No, you may not.
Mr. Gossett, how are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm looking at all these years of the hardships and all the stuff that I've witnessed in my life from 53 until now. We are doing very well. I've seen such wonderful things. And even now, in times of crisis, the best of us is being challenged.
I love that. Well, let's talk about Foster Boy. This movie is just incredible. I have to ask, although I know there's so many reasons, why did you say yes to this?
Because it was originally written for my favorite actor of all time, Mr. James Earl Jones, and he was not able to do the part. So I rescued him, and I discovered this wonderful world of stuff that I needed to know about.
For those who aren't familiar, kind of sum up what this story is about and who you play.
Well, I play a judge. I've been a judge for quite a while, and I'm looking at this case that this young man is suing this corporation for money because of his mistreatment as a foster child since the age of 6. On the other hand, there's this lawyer, this white lawyer, played by Matthew Modine, who has got quite a good money. He's a playboy. He's got sports cars and stuff. And I'm a wise judge looking at these two, and I assign Matthew and this boy, 2 opposites, to work together. And these 2 opposites learn about one another during the course of the movie, about the problem and the scandal of foster business. It's become a business. The children are the least to get the benefit of the money.
I have to ask you about The Watchmen. You know, going into this season at the Emmy, so many nominations, Miss Regina King, you know.
Oh, that's my queen.
So how important was it for you for this show to get the recognition that it deserved?
Things are changing for the better. Even though nobody really liked it, they have to now. I tell the big guy that who I voted for, Yaya, he said, if I was 10 years younger, I would have taken my clothes off too, and I would have won the Emmy.
I mean, with The Watchmen, everybody asked, could it come back in some form? I mean,
it's going to come back. It's opened up so many doors, so many stories. Or what they did was this is a dynamic that you can't speak about unless you know it. Cicely Tyson will tell you the same story. When you hire somebody like Cicely or myself or James Earl, we've done research all these years about our heroes. And one of our big heroes is Bass Reeves, the most successful marshal in the West. We never thought we'd ever get a chance to play Bass Reeves, but everybody copied him.
Yeah.
He got everybody he went to over a 30-year period. He was the most successful marshal in the West and highly copied. So we're looking at this thing, and all of a sudden there's Bass Reeves in a miniseries.
Yeah.
So they're going to tell us how he behaves and how he spoke. So we became a little irritating with one another for them to tell me how Bass Reeves spoke when I did the research. Right. If you're going to hire me, you have to know that I've done the research of that man before this thing was ever written.
Yeah.
And they should trust me to be authentic about that character. And that's the tip of an iceberg of our information that has been taken away from us that we need to do authentically.
You, throughout your career, you have had such incredible and profound roles. How do you today go about choosing what you want to do?
You know that this is the first time anybody's asked me that in the business?
Really?
I've been fortunate enough to be offered, because of mutual respect, certain key parts, Sadat, Roots, Officer and Gentleman. That's all good. But now, after 60 years or so, that's me. What do you want to do? Oh, wow, what a question. Funny you should ask. I open up the closet door and everything falls out of there.
Wow.
So many stories to tell about Kwame Nkrumah, about the Ashanti, about Hannibal, about all of our scientists, all of our cowboys, all our stuff. There's so much to tell. And then you hand it off to the young people right behind us so that we can play catch up. It's like a gold mine.
Yeah, it definitely has so many stories to tell. And
on any subject.
Yeah, on any subject.
Spiritually, mystically, magically, physically, because it's going to take all of us to save the planet. And we have to know all of it about all of one another.
Yeah.
And we're learning now, just now, about one another.
Well, you are a delight. Let me let everybody know before you go that Foster Boy is available now on digital and on demand. Thank you so much, Mr. Gossett.
Thank you.